So I got a 2023 Mazda 3. The amp's already hooked up. Customer hooked it up. I'm gonna kind of show you how that will work with using a line out converter. The customer put it this way, he liked it that way, so I'm not gonna touch it. But the problem is what I've done, I ran some power wire for a bigger gauge for this amp. This is a 4 gauge. I ran the speaker to the speaker, the negative and the positive to the score right there. This is the score RP 1200.1D, and you got negative and positive, and then you got the ground. I made the ground down here, right here, and I ran the remote wire also, a separate remote wire. I didn't want to use a line out converter that we have. So, and then we have the power at the battery. I'll show you all that, but the customer ran it like this. So I'm gonna remove this ground. I'm gonna take all that out right here. I'm gonna run it to the, because it doesn't sound right, okay, because my job was supposed to change only the power wire. I could do it from here, but the problem is the wire is all the way up there. I'm not gonna try to take all that out and do that. That's just probably a lot of too much work. It's a gray and brown wire that for the subwoofer. That's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to tap this line out converter to the subwoofer wire, but I don't know where the wire ran to. If you guys got any info on that, that'd be great. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run the speaker wire from here, which is, here is the amplifier. It's a bose system, so I don't know which one's easier. Should I take this out and maybe reach? I'm trying not to take the whole seat out, so I'm gonna take this clip out right here. Just take a blade and pop it out, and then pull this out. See what's going on. See if I can do it from here. All right, why didn't I think of that? I'm gonna look for a wire that go up to the speaker. So the amp's gonna be here, so I'm see right here, so I can take that out and be able to look for it. But is that easy? No. So let me try to come over here and pop this out and see what happened. So here's all the wire that go to the back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop this out. So I'm gonna cut this out right here. I'm gonna take a blade and right there, not pushing too hard. See if I can find a wire. I can lift this thing out a little bit too. Right here. So I take a blade and take the tape out, looking for that brown and gray right there, brown and gray. So I'm gonna stretch it out like that. So gray right there is positive, so I'm gonna use positive and negative speaker wire. Red is positive, black is being negative. Now you wrap the, you strip it out to the copper, and then you are gonna wrap it 3 or 4 times, so it don't just pull off like this when you pull it. And then tape it. So I got the gray as positive, brown is negative, so I'm gonna put it back here and run the wire through there, over here, and put the seat down. Actually, you can run it underneath right there, and then hit it right there, push it in so you can hide those wire. Now I cut off the wire that hooked up over there. I got the jacks over here, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just run this wire out here, sneak it and hide it right there, so that way it's not gonna be all over the place. So I got this Kislock one right here. It's KISLOC. So I got white and gray to positive, and then white black and gray black to the negative. And here I got it hooked up. So now I'm just connect this remote RCA jack back in there, red, gray. It doesn't matter which one, which side, it's the same thing. So I hit the wire right there, or hide the wire right there. Guys, my English, I got no tense. We don't use tense in our language, so my tense always bad since high school. So now everything's hitting. I'm gonna show you how I got the power in, and let's see how it's gonna sound also. So I'm gonna go to the front. I'm gonna show you that how I ran it over here. I'm gonna get some light on. So I pull this there, I'll run the power wire through here, and you can see right there. See the power wire right there? So I poke the hole right there. So when you poke the hole, you have to be careful. I didn't do it. Customer had it done an 8 gauge. So what I've done, I wrapped the 8 gauge and then pulled it out using a WD-40, so it's kind of more easy to slide in there, slippery. So but when you poke it in, you want to poke it up like this. You don't want to hit any of these. If you use a coat hanger, you wouldn't be damaged any wire. So be careful with the wire when you poke that in. And whoop. So now coming to the front of the car. So right here, I ran the power wire through there, and this is believe it's a 1/2 inch or 9/16. So I didn't take this out because this was loose in this. That's a 10 millimeter, but I did it from here. Cause this is what this part tightened this. So use the ring. I use a ring terminal, but I cut it to make like a spade terminal and push it in and tighten it. I didn't want to take the whole thing off. And that's it. Oh, forgot, by the way, the remote wire that I used the customer used this before, so it cut off when the car is off. So I used this also. I should have checked which side is good. Yeah, I should have tested that. So this side or this side. But the one we don't use that. I'm going to show you what you want to use. It's called add a fuse. So you can buy a bunch of fuse from Amazon. If you like, I can share a link. If not, I'm not going to share a link. So they got all kinds of different ones. So the one that I need would be this one right here because it looks the same. So this one is the original one is 15. I only use 10 amp for this stuff. So I'm gonna look for a 10 amp fuse and put on here, because what happened is if there's a short, it will break that fuse right there. That's the best way. You don't have to pick which side is for the fuse that break, which one is that's not gonna break. All right, so I crimped it on the end, and I'm gonna it's gonna be a little bit difficult right there to put this one. That's a disadvantage about this. They made it too thick out there. Why didn't they put something down here? God, the engineer. See, that's the problem with engineer. They never done this kind of stuff. They just think about, oh, it's gonna work, but why don't they think about where the fuse gonna be at? I'm not no engineer. I don't make engineer money. So if you put it like this, it ain't gonna work. If you put like this, it ain't gonna work. If you bend this, you're gonna damage it. Why didn't they do something where it's bendable right there instead of just put this hard plastic right there? So tell me about it. But anyway, you plug it in. To bend this thing in to get it right there, I'm gonna leave the wire like this because this wire is like a lot smaller, so that way I can close it, the cap back.